everybody. Today lecture is about atmospheric perspective, and atmospheric perspective we are using of it when we don't have some kind of the geometric resources like lines that usually we are using of this for linear perspective. Atmospheric perspective, mostly as it's coming from the name, we see it's in the atmosphere usually that is like a landscape. So I'm showing you the presentation that you have this presentation on your module, and we are looking of the atmospheric perspective and we are looking of the example of this. Important part is when we are looking at atmospheric perspective, maybe you can see a lot of the details that they are very far from you. When you're looking at the picture, you can see even maybe make it larger and you can see even more details. But when we want to make atmospheric perspective, we want to show depth. We want to show space. And for showing depth and space, you have to subordinate some of the details that you see. Then whatever that is farther from you, you're gonna make it with lighter, when we are using of the color, lighter color, grayish color. When we are working with the black and white charcoal, that this is our case, we're gonna make it less dark, less contrast. Okay, then we are not making it with details, we are making less contrast, and we are making it then smaller. This is important. Then when you're looking at this, whatever that it's getting closer to us, we can see it better, we see it larger, we see it with more contrast. The atmospheric perspective, I have a lot of the more and more example when we are looking at this, and you see how the artists they're making the space by showing it lighter to darker, as you see here. Then gradually you're making it darker. Or when we are looking at this part, they are the same trees, but we see that in the back they are very light, very grayish, and they're getting more darker, and it's getting darker and they're getting with more contrast, and this is the best that we see here. We're gonna do the same again. You see a lot of the example of the far, medium, and the part that is closest to us. And when we are making them with the black and white, we are using of the gray paper. Remember that even in the sky we have the same situation, that the skies, when we are looking at this, it's in the top, it's closer to us, and when it's getting closer to horizon line, it's gonna be farther from us. Then we're gonna do the same on the sky too. Sometimes we see it even in the photography like here, and sometimes we don't have it. Even when we don't have it, we're gonna create this one. Remember that in the trees that we have in the far, we still needs to have some kind of the edges for the trees. We still needs to make the mountain edges like mountains, but we are making it more flat than 3D. When we want to working on the, I go to somewhere that I can see. Okay, you see when we are working on the trees and we are looking at the trunks, how they're changing the shapes to create illusion of the 3D space, atmospheric perspective here. And even you see some things like that we see a lot of details don't make that all of these details that you see. The picture that I choose for you, you can look at them more and more examples here, but some things that I choose for you and we're working on this is that one. I'm gonna post it on the blackboard. We see that when we want to start it, we're gonna start from top to bottom for two reasons. First of all, first we have to make the sky, then on top of this we're creating the trees. Second is that the powders coming down, then we don't want to start from here, then the white or the other powders of the charcoal just drop on the bottom part. And this is the part that we have the cloud. For the cloud, it's important that you follow the chiaroscuro technique. Then everything that is in the bottom part is gonna be dark, and then medium and light. Don't try to make all of the details, just some lines here, some lines here, very, just showing some outline of them. We don't need to draw each one of them with the pencil. You can start, but when we are working with the charcoal, we're gonna start to adding more and more details with the charcoal on top of this. So I'm gonna have a tutorial for you, and I'm gonna post it on this, and good luck.